Welcome, listeners. On this episode, a woman accused of killing her boyfriend's young daughter and leaving her body in a bucket or a basket or something. Also, a woman dies at a Brooklyn party loft. Okay? Neighbors say that the space is a haven for unlicensed parties. That starts right now on Chris Talks. Let's get into it. Hit the intro.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Chris Talks. Hey, can I get some background music here, please? Can I get some background music? Can- Hey, thank you. Oh, yeah, I like this one. Yo, what the? Alright, let me stop. Because I'm not a rapper. I'm so far from it. Ha. Anyway, hello, Ed. Hello, all my listeners. What is up? What's up to all my new listeners that's checking in? What's up? Welcome to the channel. To all my usuals, what's up? How y'all doing? All right. So anyway, yeah, Ed. Nah. Yeah, it's early morning. Early morning. I got my tea right here. I'm good. I got my tea. I had my morning cigarette. I don't promote cigarettes. You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. If you young, don't be smoking cigarettes. But if you young, you're not listening to this channel anyway. But still, don't be smoking no cigarette. It ain't good for you. Anyway. Anyway. No, Ed, you ain't had to do that. Anyway, everybody, what's up? How's everybody doing? How's everybody been? We trying to step up our game a little bit. Me and Ed, so we could try to bring this. We're trying to bring this to y'all at least 3 times a week. Well, Ed want to get on this everyday thing. I don't know how that's gonna work because a lot of different things going on. I don't know how that's gonna work, but it is nice to see you, Ed. Oh, can I tell him about the story? Okay, so listen. I want y'all to hear this story real quick. Before we get into these stories, I want y'all to hear this story real quick. So, listen, I finally met Ed's wife. Now, if y'all listen to the story and listen to the other episodes, I've already told you Ed is like a little guy. He's like 4'11", 5 feet, like 90 pounds, if that. I don't know. So, when I went to Ed's house for dinner, so Ed invited me to dinner, whatever. Okay, I didn't really want to go. I'm gonna be real with you all. I did not really want to go because Ed tried to hook me up with this super obese of an Otrice girl. Oh, Ed, please. She was horrible. She was horrible. I'm telling you, this girl looked like, and I don't mean, I'm not trying to say nothing wrong, okay? But when you go to the zoo and you see an elephant, when you see an elephant, you know an elephant, okay? Okay, yeah, that, yeah, yeah, yeah. You hit the damn right button on that one. Okay, that was an elephant that you introduced me to, Ed. That was whatever. I'm not even going to get into that. It was horrible. It was horrible. I think I did. I do a. Is that in the dating saga, the relationship saga? I think I did it. I think. Yeah, I think we had came in here on the late night and had did a taping. I don't know. I forgot. I forgot. I remember one. I remember that that date happened, and then you took me to some like some party or something. It was kind of cool though. Yeah, you took me to some party. Yeah, yeah, yes. The was Jacob? Yeah, Jacob's party. It was like a birthday party or whatever. But it was kind of cool. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. I mean, it was alright. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright for no melon jellins. It was alright. The food ain't had no flavor, but it was alright for people with no melon, with the no melon Magellan. Yeah, I told you I don't say black or white. You got melon or you don't. Yeah, I ain't got no melon. Okay, so anyway, now I want to cut this. I want to cut this short because I want to get right to the point. This is what I want to say. When I met Ed's wife, right? And I'm not being disrespectful. Ed, you said I can say whatever I want to say. And I told you this before. I said this to your face. You know what a brush broom look like? Do you know what a brush broom look like? Don't hit the button. You know what a brush broom look like? It's a brush broom. For y'all who don't know, it's those little brown. Yeah, it look like bamboo or whatever. That hay, yeah, a brush broom. It look like hay, yeah, and it's a stick. It looked like when Ed and his wife came to the door, it looked like two brush brooms. I'm so. Stop playing with the button. But it looked like two brush brooms. When y'all came to that door, I am so serious. They so skinny, and it's the thing. The wife is a little bit taller. Ed is married, so ladies, it's over. Ed, you can't get him. Ed is married with 2 kids and one on the way. It looked like two. It looked like two brush brooms. And she like 4 months. Was she like how many months is she? 4 months. 4 months. Okay, 4 months. 4 months. And 2 brush brooms. Came right to the door and said, "Hi, Chris. How you doing? It's nice to see ya." That's how your wife Ed. That's how your wife sound. She said, "Hi, Chris. Nice to see ya. It's nice to finally meet ya. It's good. Hey, how you doing? Do you like collard greens? You like collard? Good. Do you eat steak? How about some pork chops? Do you like pork chops? Because I made some pork. Ed told me that you like pork chops. You like pork chops." And then this is Ed. Well, I mean, Chris, come on. Come on. Chris, come on. I know you like pork chops. You said it before. I know. That's why I told my wife to cook it. How about that macaroni? You said you like it baked, homemade. Homemade! Yo, Ed, I'm telling you, it was so funny. I wasn't laughing on the outside, but I was laughing on the inside. I didn't want to be disrespectful and laugh on the outside, but it was so bugged out. But I will say this, Ed. I will say this for no Melon Magellan, okay? Your wife she know how to cook. I don't. She know how to cook. She know how to cook. Either she know how to cook or the food was ordered. I don't know. I don't know. Stop pressing the button. I don't know. Either she know how to cook, and she been around black people, or she ordered that food. That's all I gotta say. That's that's all I got to say about that situation. All right, let's stop talking about you, Ed. You got them stories ready? Good. Good. Okay. Um, let's get these stories out. Okay. This is our top story. Let's get into it. A woman died. Oh no, that's not the top. Ed, come on. Come on, Ed. Get it together. A woman is accused of killing her boyfriend's young daughter, right? And leaving her in a bucket. In a freaking What? Ed. Ed. You know you gotta get it together. It's hard to hire light help. No melon help. All right, Ed, let's get right into it. Play that. Let. All right, this is the AI chick. All right, let's get it with the AI chick and let's hit it. Let's hit it with the
A
AI chick.
Louisiana woman accused of killing her boyfriend's 6-year-old daughter and leaving the child's body in a bucket outside the home where the girl's mother lives has been jailed without bond in a New Orleans suburb. Authorities said Bunnock Landon, 43, of Harahan, was booked Wednesday on charges of first-degree murder and obstruction of justice in connection with the death of Bella Fontanelli. Jail records show Landon, who is also known as Hannah Landon and Bunnock Lim, is on suicide watch at the Jefferson Parish Correctional Center in Gretna and did not appear for a hearing Thursday in Jefferson Parish Magistrate Court. The Times-Picayune, the New Orleans Advocate reported, the Jefferson Parish Public Defender's Office was appointed to represent her. The newspaper reported, a telephone call seeking comment on her behalf was not immediately returned. Bella Fontanelli was a kindergartner at St. Matthew the Apostle School, CBS affiliate WWL-TV reported. And the school closed for 2 days after her death. This is indeed a horrific tragedy that will impact our school and parish community. Because of the very challenging and sensitive nature of the situation in order to help our faculty and families in processing this news, we have made the decision to cancel all classes tomorrow, Thursday, April 27th and Friday, April 28th. An email from the school said, Sheriff Joseph Lapinto told news outlets that Landon and the child's father share a home in Harahan about 2 blocks from the child's mother's home. The victim's father notified police his daughter was missing after he woke up Wednesday morning. Harahan police began searching the neighborhood and found the child's body in a 10-gallon bucket on the front lawn of the child's mother's home. According to the sheriff, an autopsy determined the child's death was a homicide. Initially, Jefferson Parish Coroner Drive, Jerry Vitanovich did not release details on how the child died to first share the results with the family before releasing it to the public. Preliminary findings show the cause of death to be manual strangulation along with blunt force injuries to the head. Vitanovich said in a statement Thursday. Vitanovich added that the child's body was intact. WWL-TV reported. I want to add that Bella's body was intact and contrary to public speculation. There was no dismemberment of any kind. Vitanovich said, according to the station. This is not something we're happy to do. It's something that's hard to see and it's even more hard to unsee. Surveillance video from a home in the neighborhood showed a woman, who authorities say is Landon, pulling the bucket in a wagon on the street leading toward the home of Fontanelle's mother about 9:35 p.m. On Tuesday, we believe Bella was killed at the father's house and then transported over to the mother's house. Lapinto said. Landon showed up at the police department's headquarters early Wednesday. Shortly after midnight, she was taken to an area hospital for an evaluation, but authorities did not say what she did or what prompted officers to seek the medical review. The newspaper reported, "Child deaths are always terrible, especially ones like this that should not have happened." Quote,
quote unquote, yes. A child death like that should not have happened. It should not have happened. And then, let's be honest, man. These people, I gotta say this. These, like, America, what are we doing? And I'm not talking about the melanin community. I'm talking about America completely. I'm talking about people as human beings. Ed, again, you brought me another story where I'm talking about this. That what are we doing as human beings? To where this woman, this is a woman who she killed her boyfriend 6 years, and this is a little, you gotta understand, this is a little girl. She's only 6 years old. 6 years old. 6 years old. Think about that. 6 years old. This little girl could not defend herself. She could not defend herself against this crazy woman. And oh man, Ed, I don't know why you bring these type of stories, because these are the type of people, and I've said it before, there need to be, and we need to create a medical plan to where people like this who have these type of mental problems and stuff like this, because I'm pretty sure this was some type of mental issue that this woman was dealing with. But they need to be, and I'm not talking about jail. I'm talking about somewhere else where they need to be incarcerated in mental hospitals, put in mental hospitals. And I'm not saying left there to rot, but I'm saying to get treatment. That's what I'm saying. To get treatment. And if they're ever released, they need to be in some type of safe house or some, what's that? Hey, what was the name of that? Independent living. Yes, independent living, like independent living where they're in like a group home setting. That's where they need to, something like that. I'm not saying they should, for the murders, this woman should sit in jail. Definitely. She should go to jail. But if she was to ever get out, if she was to ever be released, she needs to go to something like that. And there's a lot of mental people that need to be placed in some type of setting like that. Some type of setting like that. Alright, so all my listeners, this story brings us to Louisiana. I want you to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Also, y'all already know, all the links and everything are right there on your screen. If you like this content and want to hear more content and content like this, subscribe. We are trying to reach 50 subscribers right now. I don't know what number of subscribers that we are. Like I said before, I said in previous shows, only thing I do is host. Only thing I do is sit here on the mic. I'm handed some stories. I report them. I give y'all my best review on them, and that's just it. I don't do nothing else. But I am being told that we are trying to get to 50 subscribers. So on YouTube, let me mention that on YouTube we are trying to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube. I am trying to convince Ed to go live. I am trying to convince him for us to go live, and it'll just be me being taped. I don't mind being taped. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So but we're trying to get up to 50 subscribers. So please like, subscribe, and then hit that notification button. Also, as I said before, all those links are right there on your screen that you can hit us at. This episode will be on YouTube, right? YouTube at Chris Talks 1190. And also, if you're sending donations to us, send the donations to $ Chris Talks Show. Not Chris Talk 718. I don't know if that's still being pushed out there. I don't know if Ed designed some. So I'm just mentioning that. Okay. So let's get into this next story where a woman dies at a Brooklyn party loft, and the neighbors say that this space has been a haven for unlicensed parties. Okay, this has got to be. Is this in New York? No. Cause is it? Is it in New York? Okay, Brooklyn. Okay, Brooklyn. This must be the upper part of Brooklyn. This must be the upper part of Brooklyn because, I mean. This must be the upper part of Brooklyn. All right, Ed. Hit that story. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into the story. Play the story. Play it.
The Jefferson Parish Public Defender's Office was appointed to represent her, the newspaper reported. A telephone call seeking comment on her behalf was not immediately returned. Bella Fontenelle was a kindergartner at St. Matthew the Apostle School, CBS affiliate WWL reported, and the school closed for 2 days after her death. This is indeed a horrific tragedy that will impact our school and parish community. Because of the very challenging and sensitive nature of the situation and, in order to help our faculty and families in processing this news, we have made the decision to cancel all classes tomorrow, Thursday, April 27th and Friday, April 28th. An email from the school said. Sheriff Joseph Lopinto told news outlets that Landon and the child's father share a home in Harahan about 2 blocks from the child's mother's home. The victim's father notified police his daughter was missing after he woke up Wednesday morning. Harahan police began searching the neighborhood and found the child's body in a 10-gallon bucket on the front lawn of the child's mother's home, according to the sheriff. An autopsy determined the child's death was a homicide. Initially, Jefferson Parish Coroner Dr. Jerry Kvitanovich did not release details on how the child died to first share the results with the family, before releasing it to the public. Preliminary findings show the cause of death to be manual strangulation along with blunt force injuries to the head. Kvitanovich said in a statement Thursday. Kvitanovich added that the child's body was intact, WWL reported. I want to add that Bella's body was intact and contrary to public speculation, there was no dismemberment of any kind, Kvitanovich said, according to the station. This is not something we're happy to do. It's something that's hard to see and it's even more hard to unsee. Surveillance video from a home in the neighborhood showed a woman, who authorities say is Landon, pulling the bucket in a wagon on the street, leading toward the home of Fontanille's mother about 9:35 p.m. on Tuesday. We believe Bella was killed at the father's house and then transported over to the mother's house, Lopinto said. Landon showed up at the police department's headquarters early Wednesday, shortly after midnight. She was taken to an area hospital for an evaluation, but authorities did not say what she did or what prompted officers to seek the medical review, the newspaper reported. Child deaths are always terrible, especially ones like this that should not have happened, Kvitanovich said, according to WWL-TV. Quite honestly, it's personal for all of us. The event space, which is on the building's third floor, is allowed to hold up to 352 people, according to the Department of Buildings. The neighbors said the parties usually draw 200 to 300 attendees. Neighbors have complained about the parties at the space since 2020, when COVID-19 restrictions banned large indoor gatherings. A complaint to the City Department of Buildings in January 2021 alleged there were more than 100 people in the space who were outrageously loud. The neighbors said cars are regularly double parked on weekend nights, with partygoers jumping into backyards in the area and urinating on the street. But they said Friday night's party was different from the previous ones. Foss said the crowd appeared to be young and underaged, mostly seniors in high school or young college students. I'm thinking about the mother of this girl, said Claudia Miele, another neighbor who lives near the venue. She and other local residents said the police do little to break up the parties, even when they become dangerously overcrowded. I have never seen the cops do anything about it, said Eileen, who lived on the block for 13 years, and did not share her last name due to privacy concerns. She said neighbors call the night every weekend, but said officers are jovial and friendly with the party's organizers whenever they arrive.
Whenever they arrive. Whenever they arrive. So it's like the cops is sitting here. Thank you, Ed. It's like the cops is sitting there and they not even doing nothing about these parties. They not if you really, I don't know. Ed, I thought that was kind of fast. I told you to change that. Yeah, no, you just changed your language, but I think that's kind of fast with that AI with reporting those stories, that story. But it's saying that on Friday these people used to gather and sit there and gather in this place, like some joint off a blade. It's like some joint off a blade. Like they all vampires gathering in one room. If you can imagine. Like, if you could try to picture it. Come on, like, try to picture it. It's like a bunch of vampires. I'm not saying, like, the people are vampires. I'm just saying, if you could picture the type of gathering that it is. Sorry, I had to drink some of my tea. We still here in the early morning. But if you could picture the gathering, that's what it's like. That's what they're describing it. It's like in a warehouse. So it's a gathering like that. Like in the movie Blade. Like in the movie Blade, I don't know if it's 1 or 2. I don't know. Whichever one that they're gathered in a warehouse, if you know whichever movie. To all my listeners, if you know whichever movie that is, I don't know. I know it's one of them. I think it's part 2 though. But yeah, they're gathered in this place, and it's illegal. You understand? And the neighbors, can you imagine? Can you imagine that you call the cops? And this is in Brooklyn. You call the cops, and the cops don't stop the party. They probably join in the party. after you called it. And these are these Ed, can you put that on the big screen, please? Thank you. And these are these are multimillionaires. So you could imagine if you paying like $1 million, or $1 million, or close to $1 million, or $1 million plus, and then these loud parties are happening every Friday. Every Friday. Think about it. I'm gonna give you a second. Every freaking Friday. These parties are happening. And the only time, because it seemed like the NYPD was in on this, and whatever precinct, what is the precinct that's near there? What is the 52nd? Let me make sure it's clear. Find out the precinct for me. Yes, it's the 52nd. Yes, I think it's the 52nd. I think it's the 52nd. Yeah, because it said right there. But I think it's the 52nd precinct in Brooklyn that is responsible for this. So it took for somebody to actually die for them to pay some type of attention. And it's saying the loft, like the loft is only, it's a loft. So you can imagine the size of a loft. If you can imagine the size of a loft, it's not that big. So it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a loft. So you got these people. I can't imagine paying millions of dollars, close to $1 million, millions of dollars for a damn loft. Excuse my language, but for a damn loft, and then you are having parties every Friday. No. And blasting your music. How long did the parties last? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Can you imagine doing that? Can you imagine? Listen, if some of you listeners that are listening to me, y'all probably own houses. Okay? So if any listener that's listening to me, I'm not talking about an apartment. I'm talking about a house. If you own a house, if you have a house, think about how much you pay just to own a house in New York City. If anybody's in New York City, because we're in New York. Excuse me. We're in... Oh, Ed, fix that. We're in New York. Okay? And we had 3 studios in New York. Okay? We're down to 2. We had 3. 2 of them are free, and 1 of them wasn't for me. 1 of them we were paying on. Okay? And that's not funny, Ed. 1 of them we were paying on. Okay? It was expensive as hell. It was expensive as hell. I'm gonna tell you that. Now, Studio 1, it's not that big. It's small. But Studio 2 is big, and it was bigger than Studio 3. Because Studio 3 was the studio that we had set up with what's her name? Native Tech. Shout out to Native Tech. Native Tech, what's up? If you around, what is up? What's up? Give a shout out to her. Native Tech. Studio 2, we had sort of set up with Native Tech. We was formatting that with Native Tech. That's when she was around. That's when she was here. She went on her little journey. She started her own joint. And that was a good thing. She started her own joint. So, shout out to Native Tech. She started her own joint. I'm gonna give. In another episode, we're gonna tell you what YouTube name that she's using and everything like that. I want to get her permission first before I just just put her out there like that. But she did start her own website, her own little thing. She's doing her own thing. You know what I mean? From here, she started her own thing. You know what I mean? But like, I know. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah, because I was about to go real deep, real quick, real deep. All right, listen, everybody. I want to thank. I want to say that all the links are right there on your screen. I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in to the show. All the links are on your screen. Hit the subscription button, notification button, and also comment, hit those likes, and view this episode. This episode will be on Chris Talks 1190. Also hit us up on, where else is that? Twitter, right? Yeah, Twitter, Facebook. And if you like us, if you are on Facebook, okay, if you are a friend on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. You already a friend on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, so you can get those shows direct, and then hit that notification button so you get them shows. You get all these shows direct. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we post them up, it does take a little while to post these shows up, but as soon as we post them up, boom, you get them. We are looking into a different tech. I should say that. Yeah, I don't care. We're looking for a different technique so we can put these episodes up quicker. So we can put them up quicker. You know what I mean? Native Tech, thank her. She's still working with us. Thank you, Native Tech. Thank you so much. She has sent us a way where we can put it up hours quicker, because it do take a few hours. Like, you have no idea how much work it takes to put just the episode up, and it take more work because we're not doing it visually, so it take a little bit more work because we're doing the audio. For y'all who don't know, yeah, I know I'm spilling the beans, but for y'all who don't know, it do take a little bit more. But we are trying to get all this product out to you as soon as possible, and we're not here every day. But Ed is trying to turn this into an everyday thing, and we are working it up to that. And I will do it. But like I said, when we hit 50 subscribers, then I'll do it. When we hit 50 subscribers, I'll be here every single day to report any news, the relationship sagas, all that. We will go in really, really full blast, but I'm trying to get at least 50 subscribers. Not even 50. I'll go 40, Ed. I'll go 40. If we could get 40 subscribers, I'll go into this. I'll quit. Ed, I will be in the studio every day. I will show my hours at work and everything. Every day. And we could do this every day. I do so much enjoy this. I do. I do. I do. Anyway. Ed, shut up. We're talking out of pocket. Let's end this. We need to end this. We need to end this. We need to end this. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me. And trust me, I trust and believe. I do appreciate that. I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed, and treat everybody around you good. Do not live negative. Live in the positive. Until next episode, I'll see y'all later. All right. And I am hungry. Let's go get something to eat. Nah. Let's go to Let's go. Where's that? Because we're in Brooklyn. Where's that restaurant that